right?
No guests.
No guests today.
See, this is your only note.
Okay. We're going to be in Palm Springs on March 9th. Palm Springs. It's actually called at the Mary Pickford Theater. What's it called? Cathedral City? So it's Cathedral City, which I guess is very nearby Palm Springs.
You can show camera 4 beside Jimmy.
So we'll be in...
Bitch.
Oh.
Good thing.
Oh.
Not yet. It's going to happen now.
Standing by.
Here we go.
There it is.
We're on.
So we'll be in Palm Springs on March 9th at the Mary Pickford Theater. Is that a Saturday? Oh, it's going to be tough for me.
Who's Mary Pickford? I feel like I know that name.
Star.
I took her to prom. I'm pretty sure I have a Clippers game.
You sure do.
That afternoon.
You do. I know you do.
Shoot.
Oh, you just broke it. You fucking broke it, Kurt.
I did? I was trying to get a better view of my
Can you fix that for him?
shirt on the camera. I mean, I can't.
No, I'm going to undo this.
Okay.
Wow, it is broken.
Oh, did it break?
No.
Wait, oh, you know what? I'm going to take this out because otherwise I'm not
Yeah,
going to
otherwise
twist
it'll
around.
get wrapped around. So let me see. Slow starts at today's show, I'll tell you that first. Yeah, I do have a 1 p.m. Chicago versus the Bulls.
Who was the team that blew them out 2 weeks ago? Was it Denver? Who was it? They were super tall. I know that sounds crazy, but they were giants.
The Minnesota Timberwolves, I think.
Okay.
They were all giant. It turns out it still matters if you're tall in basketball. The taller you are, the... Okay.
So congratulations. Blame for breaking the microphone.
Okay,
For faulty installation of microphone.
There you go. Okay, he wanted just to make sure.
Guys, can you see this shirt?
Yeah, if you lean that way, that's good. You can see
it. Because it just says LGBTQ, you don't get the joke.
Yeah, now lean over again the way you did before.
Oh,
no, the other way. The other way. There you go. Now you can see it. The whole time talk like that.
Twist. You'd be like, oh, LGBTQ.
Is that close enough to his mouth?
No, I think I want to adjust.
I'd adjust it. I don't want to
All
fly
right.
out of my hand.
You can take it back to Jimmy. There you go.
There you go. I'll fix that later.
And they can hear me okay.
And then...
Is it picking up my outbursts? I've been reading a lot of feedback, and they said, more loud outbursts, please. I don't know who's saying we don't like sudden loud outbursts, but...
Okay.
All right. You good, Jimmy? We're going to come to you.
Okay, so we have to cover... I don't know if you heard about that airman... I got to move over. Hang on.
You can come to staff really quickly. Hey, Biden is investigating Mexican president to links to drug cartels. AMLO has called out Israel for Gaza genocide, and he supports Assange. Coincidence?
Wait, is that the Mexican-Egyptian president or the Mexican president?
Yeah, the Mexican Assisi.
Habibi Assisi, the guy from Mexico, Egypt. He's a good man.
So, I don't know, can you come to me? So, I don't know if you heard about the airman.
Yeah, I did.
Who did self-immolation in front of the Israel embassy. So here is the video.
I saw it on Breaking Points. The best way to get that.
The best way to get. Here we go.
Aaron Bushnell. I am an active duty member of the United States Air Force, and I will no longer be complicit in genocide. I'm about to engage in an extreme act of protest But compared to what people have been experiencing in Palestine at the hands of their colonizers, it's not extreme at all. This is what our ruling class has decided will be normal.
So, have you seen this?
No. They show him light up.
Yeah. So should we wait till Rumble to show this?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's my suggestion, Jimmy.
Okay. So the reason why I wanted to show this isn't because I wanted to show this. Yeah, probably YouTube would probably kill this stream if I showed this, right?
Of course. You know.
So we'll show
I'm
this.
not looking forward to it.
No, I'm not looking. I don't want to show it. But
no, Rumble, I mean, we should.
I wanted to show the there's a couple things. Well, first of all, it's important to see. But we'll show it in the Rumble, and I'll explain what I wanted to show the reactions that people had to it, which were even mind-blowingly barbaric. And anyway, so we'll talk about this when we go to Rumble. Yeah. Right?
Yes, that's my suggestion.
Okay. Okay, over to Steph.
All right. So let's see here. Jimmy Dore is the man. Invest wisely, folks. Rest in peace, Aaron Bushnell. My deepest sympathy to his loved ones. Natalie Williams. Never change, Dore. 15-minute countdown to BRB. Nice. Peter version 1. Rest in peace, Aaron Bushnell. The video left my heart broken, and the response by the Islamic resistance movement was heartfelt.
Okay.
No word from Zionist Israeli administering the Biden executive branch. Marcus, back to Jimmy.
So if it's tough to watch that video, just imagine what people are seeing in Gaza. So we'll show you, and we'll talk about that on Rumble in about an hour. So I wanted to show this. Patriot Voice tweets out, confirmed a Russian working with the Ukrainian Special Services was tasked with assassinating Tucker Carlson on his visit to Moscow. Did you know this, Kurt?
No.
He was tasked with setting up an explosive device under a car located in the underground parking garage of the Four Seasons Hotel where Carlson was staying February 1st through 8th. The man was recruited by the main directorate of Ukraine during the month of November 2023 with a promised payout of $4,000. That's it.
Well, you get what you pay for.
You get what you pay for. Upon completion of the task, he failed at the preparation stage and then was forced to confess after he was detained. So
he screwed that up. That's enough money to overthrow Venezuela. A one-man army.
So I don't know who, when this guy says confirmed, I don't know. Can you see if it's confirmed by any, what they would call established news sources?
Authoritative sources.
Authoritative sources.
Now, he does have two authoritative sources, which is the siren emoji and the
he does have a siren
exclamation
emoji.
Point sign. And, of course, the three shocked faces. So we have preliminary verification that this story is correct. We're just going to double check with authoritative sources.
We're just going to double check with the billionaire-owned people who lie to you about everything to make sure, see if they've reported this.
Because I got to say, if that is confirmed, I'd like to know where in the hell the money we sent to Ukraine went.
$4,000.
If that's their big, that's what you allotted for the big hit.
Yeah. So he makes a couple of good points here. Patriot Voice says, is Ukraine's special service really just the CIA, or are they working with the CIA?
A little column A, a little column B.
And he says this means a foreign country, Ukraine, was involved in initiating an act of terror against a U.S. citizen.
Well, they killed one in prison. Why not do it?
They did, right.
They did with
Ukraine they already
Gonzalo
killed Gonzalo Lira.
A guy I never thought much of or liked or whatever, but I can't believe an American could be they're just tortured to death by a country we give money to. All that money we give, I should be able to say whatever the hell I want.
So let's watch this.
Я Васильев Петр Алексеевич, 88 года.
What's his name? His name is Vasilev.
Vasayev.
Looks a lot like Vaseline. Alexevich.
Vaseline Alexevich.
They just interchanged those names. He was born in 1988 in Podolsk.
In Podok.
And here's what he has to say. In November 2023, I was recruited by the main directorate of the intelligence of the Ministry of Defense of Ukraine via the internet. Oh, that's why the internet's bad. I was trained in working with special communications, collecting and detonating explosive devices, and working with caches or caches?
At the Apex Technical Assassination Institute. You get to keep your own tools.
On
$4,000 a month.
On January 31st, he received, according to him, I received a task from the curator to pick up an explosive device from a hiding place and use it to blow up a car. What was promised to you? Money, $4,000. Where the explosive device... Wait. Where the explosive device was supposed to be used. Where was it? He says, under the parking of the Four Seasons Hotel in Moscow, I was supposed to pick up the explosive device from a hiding place and place it under a car. Oh, God, they talk so fast, these Russians. Who was it planned to be used an explosive device against? I wasn't told. Do you know who the target was now? Yes, American journalist Tucker Carlson. What went wrong? Oh, I'm a moron?
Look at me, dude.
I didn't really graduate top of my class. I'm not Jason Bourne.
He looks like Dimitri Martin is what he looks like.
He does look like Dimitri Martin.
Yeah, Dimitri to do this. I just saw Dimitri. Now, I didn't know he's all jammed up.
I was detained at the preparation stage. I'm sorry for what I did. So there it is.
That's a real bizarre. I mean, I can't tell if it's Does it surprise you, Kurt? No. It's like such a
they have
it's real off the books operation. It sounds like this one is way off the books. For $4,000.
$4,000.
This is like the Venezuela, take a shot at it. Sir, I think for
remember Venezuela?
$4,000, and you give me 4 good men and some guns, and I will take over the entire nation of Venezuela's government tonight.
$4,000.
Let him try. What is that in what's their money called? Russia bucks?
So
bluebirds or something?
Rubles?
Oh, not bluebirds, it's rubles.
Is that what they use in Russia?
Rubles, yeah.
Is it?
I was close.
So
4,000.
I wonder how Tucker feels about this.
Well, I'm just like, it's so bizarre that I'm like, if it's like a made up thing, what is the purpose of this? And if Israel also, what was the purpose of that? I don't understand any angle of this.
So what they're going to say is that this is Russian propaganda.
Oh,
that's what they'll say. That the Russians want the Russians are trying to turn the American people against the Ukrainian government by saying that the Ukrainian government put a hit on an American journalist. Even though they already killed...
They have a hit list.
They have a hit list.
No, that's just a list of people they don't like.
That's just a people list they don't like.
You know perfectly well, Jimmy. No, that's not fair. If that was in America and somebody had a list like that of people who died, then put red X's on it, we would totally take that as a light, humorous thing and not flip out and say it's literal threats of murder. We would be real cool about it. Ukraine's just having a few yucks. Have you heard them try to say it's not a kill list?
Yes.
They're just crossing up.
Yes.
Remember Sarah Palin? Somebody got shot at?
She put they put crosshairs on people, which is what you would see through a gun.
And I do believe her that they were like, "Oh, we're coming to get you, hockey mom," and people were like, "That is crazy. You could do that." Now the man was shot, and then they have where they actually X the person out after they're blown up. I mean, it's just batshit.
So, is any mainstream news reporting this?
I haven't been able to find anything.
Nobody's reporting this.
Well, okay, so that's
So
what
is this a
it must be
hoax?
real. See, if it's a hoax, well, no.
Wouldn't they be out there debunking the hoax?
Yeah, it's a good. I think so. Oh, look at Putin's pathetic attempt to show. Oh, see, I killed that guy, but they just tried to kill Tucker Carlson. See, and then he trots out this guy who looks like.
I bet you that's how the mainstream media is going to report this. That this is just propaganda by Russia.
I would assume they would, but if they're not reporting it at all, then I'm like, that's more. I'm like, what?
Why are they not reporting it at all? You think?
I don't know. It's the first time hearing of it.
First time hearing of it
but
on my own show.
I am. I am wondering about, who was that guy, the terrorist they brought to justice in Ukraine for the Nord Stream 2 bombing?
Nobody.
Yeah, no, they got this one guy that was really corrupt that was in the low-level government.
No, are you kidding?
Not at all. I thought you knew.
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him, and he admitted to it, and he looked like a loser like this.
So the most we could say is that he's being detained under the suspicion, I think, of preparing a terrorist attack. A native of Podolsk. He said he's acting on. So this is.
Oh, is it his hoax and nobody else's?
Well, he's being detained.
Well, if you go and say I was going to kill this visiting person and all this, they're going to question you a little bit. I mean, they're going to no,
they said
like our.
I don't think he
people.
turned himself in. They say, from what I keep reading on Twitter, is that he was detained at the preparation stage, which is different than the preparation H.
I was going to thank you for answering my next question. Is that different from?
So Tucker Carlson. We know that the security state, the United States NSA, and the CIA are monitoring him. They already released his texts.
Yeah. Well, that was a very damaging interview to America, and I'll tell you why. Not because of anything Putin said, but just watch the whole him talking back and forth, and then immediately watch some video of any of your leaders from your country, and you will lose your mind.
Yes. You mean because of how...
Because we have
how pathetic
children's show hosts pretending to be leaders of things?
So
clearly we do.
So that kill list that they say isn't a kill list is Myro Tverets. I don't know how you say those words.
Myro Tverets freedom list. I know of it.
Yeah, it's a freedom list. So if Ukraine did this, a lot of people are going to speculate this was the CIA trying to take out.
Be this lame?
Yes.
Oh, what am I saying?
Yes.
They try to get Castro 600 times, right?
Yeah.
The number is 6. Can you imagine if you're Castro? At what point would you maybe just get? To be fair to Castro, a bad guy, you think you might get a little paranoid by the 400th time?
Look what the CIA. Look how bad they did. The Bay Pigs. Look how many times they tried to kill Castro. Really, it was several hundred times, right?
Well, they've protected us, after the one thing with 9/11.
And then look how lame their last Venezuela coup attempt was.
Well, I thought that was you're always looking for a deal, and I know a guy says he could do this, and it's okay, you add up what do we lose if maybe he does it. We have total deniability if it fails, right?
Yeah, yes.
He looks like Lee Harvey Oswald.
He does. He looks like a patsy, right?
He looks like he's got patsy face.
He's got patsy face. This guy.
I just saw Dimitri, and by the way, he still looks the same age the last time I saw him. But
that's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, I was like, it's crazy. Dimitri has patsy face.
He's constantly 28 years old. You mean?
He's got the same haircut as that guy.
Let's look.
And I think better skin.
You mean Dimitri has better skin?
Yeah, and the same sweatshirt.
Same sweatshirt for sure.
Patsy look.
I don't think I've ever had a conversation with Dimitri Martin.
Oh, he went to high school in the town I did.
Oh, really?
He went to the slightly richer high school we called Heroin High, because that's where all the good heroin was coming through. And I was in Pregnancy Point.
We both taped our half-hour specials at the same time in 2003 or whenever that was.
I was on his show, and he put me on. He had a thing called pube security, where you have nice stuff you don't want a thief to take, so they come in, I'm the guy with pubes, we have the hats. When we come in, they have tweezers and they pull off a pube and put it on your valuables. So the guy's like, I'm not touching that. And the whole challenge of the acting was I had to like not overdo it when he plucks. Like not.
Yeah.
That's even too much. I just did. I'm rusty.
So no, anybody else finding out in nothing? Huh? On Twitter, everybody's talking about it. A lot of people talking about it on Twitter. Oh, Simon Ateba, he reports it. Attempted assassination of Tucker Carlson. A man has just been arrested in Moscow, accused of being paid. So he's legit.
Well, yeah, so he was arrested for it, and he's being accused of it, and that's all we could say for sure.
Yeah.
And the rest is just really fun speculation about a guy who looks like my friend from back in the day, Dimitri Martin. Look at this young Dimitri.
Oh, Tucker Carlson has tweeted about it.
Oh, we did?
Tucker Carlson says, so a CIA-backed Ukrainian intel officer is now telling us that actually Navalny died of natural causes. You've got to wonder what's going on here. It's pretty obvious. Really?
Did you read the headline?
He died of a blood clot. That's what Tucker is tweeting out. Let's see.
He died of the safe and effective...
So I haven't seen Tucker tweet about this. Have you? No. Okay.
I'm just staring into the would-be
Tucker's out there.
Eyes.
He's doing real journalism that bothers people. You're doing real journalism when you're making powerful enemies.
Well, Jon Stewart made a great point when he goes, "Oh, a real journalist is going to go talk to Putin." Oh, what a good point. Hey, why doesn't any of those great journalists go talk to him? It's crazy that Tucker, the worst journalist in the world, is going. You would think the best journalist who's qualified to go.
Jon Stewart.
Thank you, Jimmy. Right, exactly that. You saw his great work with Hillary Rodham Clinton.
I saw his great work that Jon Stewart did.
And what I liked about it was he was tough but fair. He didn't let him push him around like a stupid punk, with some Putin-esque propaganda. He held his ground. He said, hey, what about our blood and treasure? Will someone please think of the blood and treasure of our empire?
Okay, so there it is. We'll see what the fallout of this is. I'm interested. Over to Steph.
Things people love about you is they believe you tell it like it is.
Says it like it is. He speaks the truth.
It's about time we have a man like Trump in here. They ain't afraid to tell it like it is, man.
We like him. He tells it like it is.
He says what he means. I honestly believe he's telling the truth.
She has no natural talent to be president.
She's very talented, and she has a husband that I also like very much.
Hillary Clinton was the worst Secretary of State in the history of the United States.
Hillary Clinton, how did she do as Secretary of State? Probably above and beyond everybody else.
Let's say Hillary is president.
Hillary Clinton, I think, is a terrific woman. I think she really works hard, and I think she does a good job, and I like her. I will build the wall, and Mexico's going to pay for it, and they'll be happy to pay for it.
I'm not going to pay for that fucking wall.
This guy used a filthy, disgusting word on television, and he should be ashamed of himself, and he should apologize, okay?
Listen, you motherfuckers.
I'm going to bomb the shit out of them. We'll beat the shit out of them. Political bullshit.
You're not going to raise that fucking price, you understand?
Donald, true or false, you've said the government should pay for everyone's health care?
That's false.
You've never said that.
Everybody's got to be covered.
Universal health care.
I am going to take care of everybody.
Who pays for it?
The government's going to pay for it, but we're going to save so much money on the other side.
He said I was in favor of Libya. I never discussed that subject. I was in favor of Libya. We would be so much better off if Gaddafi were in charge right now. Gaddafi in Libya is killing thousands of people. We should go in. We should stop this guy, which would be very easy and very quick. Stop him from doing it and save these lives. They're here illegally. You take them, they have to go back.
We have to show some compassion.
Right.
We just can't throw everybody out.
They have to. You're going to split up families. Chuck, you're going to deport children.
Chuck, no, we're going to keep the families together. We have to keep the families together.
But you're going to keep them together out.
But they have to go.
How do you throw somebody out that's lived in this country for 20 years?
North Korea has nukes. Japan has a problem with that. I mean, they have a big problem with it. Maybe they would, in fact, be better off if they defend themselves from North Korea. Maybe we would be better off, including with nukes. Yes, including with nukes.
And they said, I want Japan to nuke. I want Japan to get nuclear weapons. Give me a break.
But if you say to Japan, yes, it's fine, you get nuclear weapons, South Korea, you as well, and Saudi Arabia says we want them too.
Can I be honest with you? It's going to happen anyway. So it's only a question of time. I'm a conservative person. The Republicans are just too crazy right. I mean, just what's going on is just nuts. Bush says, I do not believe he's a true conservative. These people are stupid.
Do you identify more as a Democrat or a Republican?
In many cases, I probably identify more as a Democrat. The economy does better under the Democrats than the Republicans.
I don't know anything about David Duke, okay? I don't know anything about what you're even talking about with white supremacy or white supremacists.
What do you see as the biggest problem with the Reform Party right now?
Well, you've got David Duke just joined, a bigot, a racist, a problem. I mean, this is not exactly the people you want in your party. Wages too high. We're not going to be able to compete against the world. I hate to say it, but we have to leave it the way it is. I don't know how people make it on $7.25 an hour. I would like to see an increase of some magnitude.
Do you believe voters have a right to see your tax returns before they make a final decision?
I don't think they do.
If I decide to run for office, I'll produce my tax returns, absolutely.
There have been many presidents that have not shown their tax returns.
Actually, every single nominee since 1976 has released their tax
before
returns.
1976.
Nobody was worse to women or abused women more than Bill Clinton.
Look at the trouble Bill Clinton got into with something that was totally unimportant.
She's married to a man who got impeached.
They tried to impeach him, which was nonsense.
He was impeached for lying.
I'm the only one on the stage that said we should not go into Iraq.
Are you for invading Iraq?
Yeah, I guess so. I wish it was. I wish the first time it was done correctly.
Honesty, Carter once said, I'll never lie to you. Would you say that, the American people?
I would never lie. When I'm president, I'm a different person. I can do anything. I can be the most politically correct person that you've ever seen. I can be the most politically correct person in the world. And I can be the opposite. The president has to be a great leader, and you have to lead by example.
I could stand in the middle of Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody, and I wouldn't lose any voters, okay?
Like to punch him in the face. I'd look her right in that fat, ugly face of hers.
Blood coming out of her, wherever.
He's a war hero because he was captured. I like people that weren't captured, okay?
I don't know what I said. This guy will say anything.
Certain that Donald Trump has ever read outside of his own is the book of Hitler's speeches he kept next to his bed in the 1990s, according to his ex-wife. His ex-wife, he was very pissed when she released that information, okay? Because at that time he was still liberal. He didn't want people to know it at that time. So somehow she fell down the stairs and cracked her head open, right? All right, so we're going to get into this, and I'm going to show you this, all right? 92-year-old C-SPAN caller said he met Trump's father, a fan of Hitler and dictators. During C-SPAN's Washington Journal call-in segment, Pete, who identified himself as a 92-year-old from West Palm Beach, Florida, said Trump's father, Fred Trump, visited his village and was a fan of Hitler and dictators. Pete implied Trump got his views of dictators from his father. Now, keep in mind that Donald Trump was a libtard his entire life. Children are often heavily influenced by the views of their parents. Trump's father and Trump were sued for racial discrimination in housing, and Fred was once arrested at a Ku Klux Klan rally for failing to disperse. The 1927 article reporting the arrest doesn't make it clear Fred Trump's status or association with the Klan. Don't his actual loyalties to the brewing years of World War II if they happen to live in the greater New York City region. New York and its suburbs in Long Island and New Jersey had a vibrant community of first and second generation German Americans, the latter having included Fred Trump Sr., a rising star in real estate and retailing. Also active in New York, New Jersey region was the German American Bund, or Amerika Deutscher Bund, an organization that supported Adolf Hitler's Nazi Party and the goals and aspirations of the New Germany. The Bund had been created in May 1933 on the orders of German Deputy Führer Rudolf Hess. The first Bund leader was German immigrant Heinrich Heinz Spacknobel, who initially called his group the Friends of New Germany. In fact, the Bund was nothing more than an overseas extension of the German Nazi Party, and it took its orders directly from Berlin. Outside of the town in Windham, on American soil no less, right? The height of the Bund's activities was a February 20, 1930 rally at New York City's Madison Square Garden. This is the rally that I'm talking about right here, okay? This is the rally that Enlightened Master is telling you that Donald Trump's father was in, okay? Sir Norman Vincent Peale was Donald Trump's 33rd degree Scottish Rite Freemason pastor. This is the seal of the 33rd degree. It's also the family crest of Donald J. Trump. Okay, Albert Pike, who is the most famous Scottish Rite Freemason of all time, was the head of the Knights of the Golden Order, who later changed their name to the Ku Klux Klan. I'm going to provide it. Okay. I'm not going to be nasty to people. I'm just going to provide the information. All right. That's what I'm going to do. The elder Trump was publicly, he was even sued for it, publicly known to be a racist, and he refused to rent his apartments in Queens and Brooklyn to African Americans. Wow, that must be a coincidence. In 1927, there were few organizations for far-right extremists like Fred Trump to join. One was the KKK, which had its roots in the post-Civil War Reconstruction South. Another was Italian lender Benito Mussolini's overseas Fascisti, which was primarily composed of Italian immigrants to the United States. By the early 1930s, far-right wingers in the American North were fast to embrace the Nazis, and Kuhn's Bund was able to ready to answer the call and begin recruiting in its ranks. Fred Trump's FBI file, which includes the 1927 arrest at the KKK march, appears to be missing his pre-war and immediate post-war year activities. The file does not resume until the 1960s, when the FBI began monitoring the elder Trump's association with mafia syndicates in New York. Brother, remember I told you and I've showed you unequivocally that his brother had everything to do with the murder of and the torture of Nikola Tesla. In New York, old man Trump also suspiciously volunteered after dodging World War II draft to construct Navy barracks and garden apartments in at least 3 highly sensitive Navy ports in Chester, Pennsylvania, and Norfolk and Newport News, Virginia. Yeah, that's right. He was a draft dodger, to all you Trump dodgers out there. All 3 ports saw thousands of Americans and Canadian troops embarked for combat in North Africa and Europe. Some of these ships fell prey to German U-boats, which received intelligence on the Allied ship movements from Nazi agents in the very same port areas where old man Trump so generously bid on construction contracts with the Navy. Right here, with the Navy. Let me repeat his treason again, okay? All 3 ports saw thousands of American and Canadian troops embarked for combat in North Africa and Europe. Some of these troop ships fell prey to German U-boats. In other words, Americans got killed because of Donald Trump's father, which received intelligence on the Allied ship movements from Nazi agents in the very same port areas where old man Trump so generously bid on construction contracts with the Navy.
I suppose old man Trump knows just how much racial hate he stirred up in the blood parts of the folks in New York State. He drawed that colored line that we fought in the last war, and we ain't got no home in this world anymore. Beach Haven ain't my home, I just can't pay the rent. My money's down the drain, and my soul is badly
Hey, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down there for more AM Joy and the rest of MSNBC. And click on any of the videos right here to watch the latest interviews and highlights. And you can get more videos from MSNBC for free every day with our newsletter. Just visit